we went to a debate recently here in our shire where we live, and it was about fluoride, whether fluoride should be put in the water. And one side was saying fluoride is very safe, very helpful, it should be put in the water, and the other side was saying, no, don't put it in the water. And the two sides were coming from very different terrains of consciousness, and they were trying to have a debate, but neither of them was hearing each other. And for us, understanding this model, we were just sitting there fascinated. It was like, wow, the people who were pro were very much at square. They'll only do something if the science is there and if the bureaucracy is giving it a seal of official approval. So it didn't matter what the people on the other side said in their arguments. It wasn't the official line of the government, therefore they were never going to hear it. And on the other side, they were mostly at circles, so they were just so passionate about the earth and the environment and natural health that they couldn't hear that the people on the other side at square, for their own sense of safety, needed to feel safe that this was being sanctioned by the government. So neither side understood the other or where the other was coming from, and it just made for the most fascinating debate. And so for us as students of human nature and students of like what's happening politically in the world, we could see why that debate broke down, and we could see why any kind of discussion on any political issue is going to break down when you get people from different terrains at the table. And so imagine if all of the people at that debate had studied the 10 terrains and were aware of the 10 terrains, and particularly if the facilitator or the mediator, the person running the debate, understood the terrains, then we would have had an acknowledgement of where both sides were at in terms of the way they see the world and their perceptions of the world, and then they could have started to listen to each other and to honour the fact that both groups need certain things to be in place for them to feel safe, and they're not the same things. So the group at Circle needed certain things to be acknowledged for them to feel safe, and the group at Square needed certain things to be acknowledged. And if everyone in the room had understood this, they may have actually been able to meet each other and find a place of negotiating how fluoride was going to come in or not come into the water supply. But because no one understood, no one in that room knew that they were coming from different places, they just tried to convince each other with arguments. And no arguments are going to work when both sides' feeling of essential survival and safety on the planet is feeling in jeopardy. And so to me, as someone who understands this and as someone who's really passionate about conflict resolution and bringing people to harmony, because that's my core driver in life, is to help find harmony in my relationships with people, I just know that the more people who understand this, the less people are going to have to resort to argument, and the more people are going to be able to listen to each other and go, okay, I understand that from where you're coming from, that's how it looks. From where I'm coming from, this is how it looks. How can we find a compromise or negotiate something that's going to help both of us feel okay with the world? And I find that that's very powerful. And a lot of the most powerful practices like nonviolent communication and things like that that are around in the world that people are using for conflict resolution depend on empathy and being able to understand each other. But most people don't know that there are these 10 fundamentally different ways of seeing the world. So they're trying to understand each other without that crucial piece of information. Once you have that crucial piece of information, it's so much easier to find empathy and to find harmony and to find the middle ground and to actually speak in language that the other person can understand even though they're at a different terrain. Like the better I have come to understand the 10 terrains, the more I've been able to easily explain stuff or share stuff with or ask questions of or make requests to people at different terrains to me, because I know how to put it in language that will make sense to them.